So, Vesna normal attacks don't look like they matter. Her charge attack is a kick. Cool. Her charge attack enables a plunge. Are you sure? Because the leap into the air thing is mentioned before the performs a swift stomping attack. So I don't think so. It's just that visually she moves up when she does the charge attack, I think. Anyways, Elemental Burst, Spirit Sword Explosion. Vesna summons numerous spirit swords and unleashes a spectacular and dazzling spirit sword explosion in front of her, dealing AoE animo damage and restoring one spirit sword might. Radiant Stellar Swirl, it deals Stellar Swirl damage instead. Motion value on it is 473.8, which is pathetic and embarrassing. That's like 1 damage, but she has a part of her kit that increases her damage, so like we'll get there. Anyways, elemental skill, that's a whole lot of text. Spirit Sword Rise, OMG. Like in solo leveling, a rise? Wow. I love solo leveling. Vesna raises her weapon and calls upon the power of the Spirit Sword, dealing AoE animo damage around her. She then enters the Spirit Sword Armament state and gains 2 Spirit Sword Might. Spirit Sword Armament. When Vesna performs normal charge or plunge, they are converted into animo that cannot be overridden, and she summons a Spirit Feather to attack enemies, dealing animo damage. Each time a Spirit Feather is summoned, Vesna restores Spirit Sword Might. Vesna can consume Spirit Sword Might to cast a special elemental skill, attacking enemies together with the Spirit Sword and dealing animo damage. During a single instance of Spirit Sword Armament, each special elemental skill cast upgrades the Spirit Sword in sequence: Thrust, Fall, and then Dance. While in Spirit Armament, Vesna's resistance to interruption is increased. When Spirit Armament ends, all Spirit Sword Might is cleared. Does it mention a limit of Spirit Sword Might? Because you get 1 from Burst, you get 2 from casting skill, and then you get 1 every time you get a feather, but you get the feather just from hitting enemies. I assume there's a limit of feathers somewhere. Or like a cooldown on the feather generation, maybe? Somewhere. Anyways. Radiant Stellar Swirl. Stellar Swirl. The Spirit Sword is converted into Stellar Spirit Sword. Sure. Ascension Talents. Poise. After Vesna casts Spirit Sword Thrust, Spirit Sword Fall, Spirit Sword Dance, or Spirit Sword Explosion, she gains 1 stack of Poise for 20 seconds, stacking up to 6 times. Casting Spirit Sword Rise or leaving the field clears all Poise stacks. So it's basically through 1 skill duration. Each stack of Poise increases the damage dealt by all of Vesna's Spirit Sword and Stellar Spirit Sword by 10% of their original damage, up to a maximum of 160. That makes no sense. If it's 10% per stack and it stacks up to 6 times, how is the maximum 160? I assume it's because in the Constellation they increased the amount of stacks, but they could have just fucking... Oh, I'm fucking stupid and blind. I see. This is not a 160 increase, it's 160 of the original damage. I'm blind and dumb and stupid. My bad. You guys are right. You're right. Caught. You got me. You're smarter than I am. Finesse. Radiance Stellar Swirl. Based on elemental types of characters in the party, Vesna gains stats. For each Cryo or Animo, it's 6% attack, and other characters 25 EM. Okay, that's a fucking nothing burger passive. Got it. Passive talent. 14% base stellar damage increase. Okay. Okay, I mean, this is all just exploration bullshit, and this is cons. So do we know how many fucking skills she can do? We don't, right? Because we don't know how many feathers she gets. That's so cringe. Read the C1. Well, Vesna is in Spirit Sword Armor, the number of times Spirit Sword Dance can be used is increased by 1. The first Spirit Sword Dance cast after entering Spirit Sword Armament does not consume Spirit Sword Might. But what is the limit before that? I think Elite said 5 skills. Is it like 2 thrust, 2 fall, 1 dance? 1 thrust, 1 fall, 3 dance? Oh, does it stay dance after... I assume that the sequence would repeat. Are you guys saying that it stays on dance after? Because the thrust one doesn't have a stellar damage number at all. Does it say upgrade, not cycle? I mean, sure, but then it says in sequence. Also, what the fuck is finisher damage? Finisher? I hardly know her. Yeah, you guys are so funny. There's like 8 people that said the same joke. The dance skill hits twice? Oh, so the dance is like an omega hit. So is the play pattern supposed to be like Skill burst. Probably. Assuming she gets 5. I mean, 473 is such a fucking small number. It's less damage than this, man. Look at her Sig. That doesn't really help. Okay. Maybe it's 1 thrust, 1 fall, 3 dance. Maybe. How strong is 3 dance, though? That seems a bit strong, right? Does it? Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it isn't as strong. Because, like, base... When that makes C1 OP, I mean, that's possible. The C1 doesn't give 2 skills. It only gives 1 skill. I assume there's, like, an actual, like, strict limit to the amount of times you're allowed to unleash Spirit Sword Dance. And this increases it, while also giving you the Spirit Sword Might that you actually have Spirit Sword Might to use it. I wouldn't expect it to be an increase of 2. It gives 2 skills because the first one doesn't consume. Yeah, but that's the only thing it actually does. Like, increasing the limit doesn't give you the resource you need to consume to use the ability. Yeah, exactly. Just like Zabai, right? It's probably because the skill ends early after you've done a certain amount of dances. But if that's the case, then it would make sense for it to be 113. Do I understand this? You want to increase the 2 you get from the start, at the start of the skill to 3? I mean, Spirit Sword Dance and Spirit Sword Might are not the same thing. Like, you effectively get 1 more Spirit Sword Might from the fact that you don't consume the first one. Yes. But that's it. Increasing the limit, I assume, just means that your skill does not end early after 5, it will end after 6 now. Because you can do 6, because you get 1 extra. It's pretty much the same thing as the Bicey one, right? Where, like, it gets you the resource to cast 1 more, while also allowing you to cast 1 more before it ends early. I assume that's how it works. I think that makes sense based on the wording, and also, if that is how it works, then most likely it doesn't keep cycling back to the weak ones. And it sticks to dance. Sig should stack both buffs. It does. The issue is that means her Sig gives 3 energy. Yeah, it does. That's how I'm understanding that as well. Sig gives 3 energy or 6 energy at C6. I don't think the energy part is supposed to matter. You know, you get crit damage on her C6 says something we need to look at. No, not really. Is there a Spirit Sword Explosion as a 6 skill hit at C0? That's the name of the burst. Spirit Sword Explosion is the name of the burst. What should we assume for base? Like around 340. We can give her the new craftable because I'm kind of too lazy to assume anything else. Whatever. It is what it is. 352 base? Sure, we can do that. Attack percent? 46.6 times 2. Does she have any attack? No, she doesn't, right? No attack in the kit, so 18 from the 2-piece. What would the team be? It would be like Vesna. Oh yeah, she does have a passive. You're right, you're right. It's 5% per? 6% per? 6% per. So 24% attack from the passive. Because this Vojitsa unit is a fraud. But yeah, Vesna, Odette, Farazan, and Cryo MC. It's Scarlet, right? I think. And then Odette. The fuck is she getting? Ugh. I guess she's getting Finale. No healer. I know. What else are you using though? What weapon are we assuming here that gives more than 24% attack? Harbinger? Yeah, no. Event weapon? It's already here! Give Vesna Emberwell. Right, I forgot. We could do that. Is that good, though? That seems bad. Emberwell is such a fucking fraud weapon. She can't trigger a reaction in Stellar Swirl teams. What do you think Vesna does? You know she's Animo, right? I don't know. Maybe Emberwell on her new weapon on Odette is better, but who cares? We'll look at that later. Anyways, Odette on Furnace. Probably. Crow MC on TOM. Farazan. Wait. Farazan on TOM? No, Farazan on VV. Fav. Sig. But yeah, so for now, and we don't know this, right? So we have to make an assumption, but the assumption will be 1 thrust, 1 fall, 3 dance. Skill damage, 72. Thrust damage, 72. And then, I don't know. She's got like 1500 motion value of normal attacks, some in one way or another, in between the skills. Sure, whatever, good enough. Proc, Vortex. This makes sense, I think. It's real fucking high, but it makes sense. Maybe it's a bit too high. I don't know. No, I think it makes sense. Because, like, in my mind, I'm comparing it to the Yume Glorp Glorp calcs. And Yume Glorp Glorp was lower than this, but it was with Sucrose. And Sucrose buffs the Oda Cryo MC pairing more than Farazan does, obviously. Cryo MC not too long field time here. Cryo MC doesn't have long field time in Stellar Swirl teams. It's only in Stellar Conduct teams. Can you give a summary of what Vesna does? Is there a character that does something similar for, like, the damage profile? Not really, right? Zabai, you guys won't understand what I'm asking. Talking about the damage profile, not the gameplay. The Luke, if his kit functioned, meh. The Voidinitsa's kit is probably the worst abomination that has ever graced Genshin Impact. Like, it's not even lazy or boring, it's just, like, completely chopped. And it's not that she's bad, either. She's just so chopped. Like, what the fuck are they doing? Why does she work the way that she does? AI-generated kit. Who hired Flip GPT? Fucking hell.
Deuce on the loose.
Yeah.
Deuce on the loose.
Deuce on the loose.